Welcome back to The Race. I'm Chris Stewart. We have talked a lot about K through 12, but colleges are also crafting plans to return safely this year. And Alicia Nieves is taking a look at the role that student first responders could play in those plans.
As college campuses around the country reopen, more than 200 student-run EMS programs are bracing for the inevitable surge in on-campus COVID-19 cases.
I don't think it will fully hit me until, I gear up in the uniform and I'm heading out to that first call.
Hannah Gilbert is co-president of the student-run EMS program at McAllister College in Minnesota.
Airway, airway, airway are the biggest things we can practice for this.
Mac EMS is preparing for the possible surge in COVID-19 cases, first by increasing service from 2 days a week to 7 days a week this semester.
We need to put the work in so that we're prepared for every situation we can imagine, and then we have to be ready to adapt to the situations we can't imagine.
The school is stockpiling personal protective gear for the student EMTs, while Gilbert is leading refresher courses in providing oxygen, opening airways,
And just give a nice gentle squeeze.
and even responding to cardiac arrest situations, since those are the most troubling symptoms connected with COVID-19.
And it's definitely something that's different, and we don't really see a lot of respiratory emergencies on college campuses.
New COVID-19 related protocols have also been written into the student EMT handbook. The biggest change is when possible, EMTs will now start a call with a virtual screening.
We're actually going to be FaceTiming them or Zooming them or Skyping them from right outside their room.
Student EMTs are being taught a set of questions to ask during the virtual screening.
Do you have a new fever? Any new loss of taste or smell?
The goal is to determine their risk of exposure to COVID-19 and what personal protective gear is needed to provide service safely. But the hope is that all of this training and the preparations aren't as necessary as some experts suggest.
We wish we could be on the front lines of prevention, and we're definitely going to be out there talking about these things, trying to be good role models for our peers. But at the same time, as EMTs, instinctively and intrinsically, we're the ones who show up when there's an emergency. A lot has to go wrong before we get to that place of emergency, so you can't just rely on us.
Student EMTs here and around the country say they need their classmates to adhere to social distancing guidelines and other safety protocols so that they can now help on the front lines without being overwhelmed. For The Race, I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
From art class to band to choir, how this pandemic is posing a new threat to the arts. Next.